My greatest rival, Helena Sinclair, the heiress of the Sinclair Empire, brazenly stole my family's client right in the middle of a business negotiation. Instead of reacting with anger, I did something unexpected. I dropped to one knee in front of everyone and asked her to marry her. The room fell into stunned silence. After all, our families had been bitter enemies for generations, and Helena and I, being similar in age, had grown up as rivals. From childhood, I was taught never to let her win, yet Helena had always surpassed me in every possible way. It wasn't until much later that I discovered she had been secretly in love with me for years. That revelation sparked an idea for the perfect revenge. If I couldn't defeat her in business, I would simply change the battlefield entirely. My name is Marcus Chen, 25 years old, heir to the Chen Group. Unfortunately, the woman sitting across from me is Helena Sinclair, heiress of the Sinclair Corporation, my archenemy and biggest obstacle. She sits with her legs crossed elegantly, tapping her crimson-painted fingernails against the mahogany table. Marcus, your company's market share dropped another 3 points last quarter. My father said the men in the Chen family keep getting weaker with each generation. Scattered laughter echoes around the conference room from our own executives. Helena is wearing a low-cut black dress, clearly a tactical distraction. Director Sinclair, I force a smile, market fluctuations are perfectly normal. Higher costs, lower output, Helena cuts me off, sliding a report across the table. Oh, and by the way, your technical director joined our team last week. My chair screeches as I shoot to my feet. What? Daniel, the man I had hired with triple salary. Sit down, Marcus, my father's voice booms. Helena's lips curl into a victorious smile. When the meeting ends, I head to the rooftop to smoke. This feud stretches back decades. My grandfather used underhanded tactics to seize a prime property the Sinclairs had been eyeing. From that moment, 3 generations of rivalry became our family legacy. In my generation, Helena is 2 years older, the epitome of perfection. If I ranked second, she ranked first. When I was accepted into a top university, she was admitted to an Ivy League school. Now we both run our family businesses, and she still towers over me. My father lectures me about next Monday's negotiation. Screw it up again, and I'll send you to the African branch. Back home, I collapse onto the sofa and open my phone's photo gallery. These are evidence of Helena's wrongdoings, photos of her rolling her eyes during my speeches, screenshots of her awards. My finger swipes to the latest photo from today's meeting. Helena holding the report, chin lifted, that mocking smirk on her red lips. Damn it, even her expression looks flawless. Just then, the television is playing a historical drama. The male lead says, "If I can't defeat you, then I'll marry you and tame you slowly at home." I jolt upright. That's brilliant. I grab my phone and call my best friend, Vincent. What do you think someone should do if they keep losing to the same person? Marry her and prove your worth somewhere she can't compete, he yawns. The next morning, I show up at family breakfast with dark circles. I have an idea about how to deal with the Sinclairs. I'm going to marry Helena. My sister sprays orange juice everywhere. My father's egg lands on his silk tie. Are you insane? First, a merger would push our combined market share past 40%, I pull out my presentation. Second, the Sinclairs need capital desperately. Third, Helena is 28 and her father's pressuring her to marry. Last week she dumped red wine on a blind date. My grandfather slaps the table and laughs. Brilliant. I stole their land, now my grandson will steal their granddaughter. 3 days later, during a routine negotiation, I walk up and turn off Helena's projector. Helena, marry me, I drop to one knee with a ring box. Her face looks stunned. You can't seem to find anyone suitable, and I couldn't find a wife stronger than you. Rather than tormenting each other from opposite sides, let's torment each other until old age. Wait, before you refuse, I whisper loud enough for everyone to hear. I hear the Sinclairs are struggling with cash flow. If we ally through marriage, the Chen family can inject capital. And the dowry will include that plot of land you've been wanting. Helena's father's eyes light up. Ridiculous, Helena finds her voice. You think I'd do it for money? Not for money. To end this pointless feud. Besides, you secretly like me, don't you? In high school, when I got injured, who slipped ointment into my locker. Helena's face flushes. That ointment was about to expire. And at that university competition, why did you underreport your project's profits to let my ranking be higher? And last month, why did you cancel the poaching of our supplier? Her composure crumbles. All right, she says suddenly, a chilling smile on her lips. I agree. But we live at my place after the wedding. It's bigger. And just like that, we're engaged. As we hug for the crowd, she hisses, Marcus, you'll regret this. I tighten my arms around her. Likewise, Your Highness. On registration day, Helena dresses in black like attending a funeral. I wear a bright red tie. Smiling so wide, she sneers. You'll be crying soon enough. How could I, darling? I wrap an arm around her waist. She steps on my shoe with her stiletto. Remove your filthy hand. Helena's penthouse apartment is cold and minimalist. You'll stay in the guest room, she points to a tiny space under the stairs. Pretty sure the marriage law requires couples to live together properly. Then sue me. My father's college buddy is a judge. And regarding your father's tax situation. The guest room is perfect, I say instantly. That night my sister calls. Mom and Dad are coming tomorrow with the Sinclair parents for a housewarming ceremony. My brain goes blank. Our fake marriage will be exposed. Helena comes downstairs in a silk robe, fresh from the shower. My parents are coming tomorrow too. We both sigh. Tomorrow we have to put on a convincing act, Helena says. But you'll have to upgrade me to the master bedroom, I counter. What kind of newlyweds sleep separately? After a long pause, she agrees reluctantly. Fine. You can sleep on the floor. The next morning, I accidentally walk in on Helena showering. She hurls a bottle at me. Marcus, you're dead. When I return with breakfast, Helena has cooked several proper dishes. To my surprise, they smell amazing. At 10, 4 parents arrive. Helena wraps her arm around mine sweetly. Thank you, Auntie. Auntie. Mr. Sinclair frowns. Thank you. Mom, Helena whispers. I nearly laugh. We discreetly pinch each other while the parents remain oblivious. At lunch, I try the braised pork and almost choke from shock. You really made this? You think I only know PowerPoint? She raises an eyebrow smugly. Mrs. Sinclair says proudly, Helena's always been good in the kitchen. Her words trigger a memory of high school when Helena made me an extra sandwich. After lunch, the parents inspect the home. My heart jumps, my blankets are still on the floor. We'll go cut fruit, I grab Helena and bolt. I already handled it, she says calmly. Sure enough, the floor bed is gone. The big bed looks artfully messy, and condoms sit on the nightstand. After the parents leave, I collapse. Your acting sucks, Helena kicks me. Is it illegal to look at my own wife? Besides, you look kind of domestic in that apron. Her ears turn pink. Shut up. That night in the dark, I listen to her breathing. How weird, we'd been enemies all our lives, and now we're sleeping in the same room. The next morning, Helena makes me breakfast. At the board meeting for the West Side project, old directors pick apart Helena's proposal. I think Director Sinclair's plan is quite visionary, I suddenly say. The proposal passes. Helena corners me afterward. Why did you help me? I just sided with the money, I shrug. She smiles genuinely. Dinner's on me tonight. Our strange cohabitation begins. By day we're rivals, by night we share meals. Gradually my stuff creeps into her territory. One night I find Helena watching a drama, munching my chips. When I come out from showering, she's warmed up a late-night snack. Don't get the wrong idea. I just don't want you starving to death. I'm too young to be a widow. During the weekend retreat, I get completely drunk. Helena forces honey water down my throat. I hug her slurring, "You're so good to me, wifey." The next morning, hangover pills and a note wait on the nightstand. Drink this. Next time sleep on the street. Sinclair. I hold the note, chest tight. Crap. I'm actually falling for this devil woman. Meanwhile, in Helena's diary, the latest entry reads, "That idiot remembered I hate cilantro. Why is my heart beating so fast?" On Monday morning, Helena announces a video conference with Sterling Capital. New investors with a solid background. They specifically requested both of us. At the conference, a sharp-featured man appears on screen. "Helena, long time no see," he smiles. Helena's expression freezes. "Ryan, are you the representative?" "Technically, I'm the founder," Ryan chuckles. "This must be Mr. Chen." I stretch my arm across Helena's chair territorially. "Mr. Blackwood, do you know my wife? We were college classmates. To be more precise, we were exes." I nearly fall off my chair. Throughout the meeting, Ryan's eyes never leave Helena. After, I grab her. "Ex. What's going on? That was 5 years ago. Can you act more mature?" "His look at you doesn't seem like 5 years ago," I say sourly. Helena leans close. "Marcus, don't tell me you're jealous." "Ha. I'd be thrilled if you got back with him. That way I'd be free." As soon as the words leave my mouth, I regret them. Helena's expression turns cold. "Our marriage is purely business. You can look for whoever you want." That night I work late purposely. When I get home, a cold meal waits with a note. "If you're not eating, throw it away. Sinclair." I lay on the floor mat staring at the ceiling. Suddenly her voice comes from the darkness. "He was a year ahead. We broke up after graduation. He went to the US, I stayed here. Long distance didn't last. That's it. Nothing special. So stop looking like a guy who just got cheated on." It's pathetic. That stung. The next day at a client meeting, Ryan is there, sitting next to Helena. After drinks, Ryan suggests golf this weekend. "You should come and bring Helena." I'm about to refuse, but Helena cuts in, "Sure, it'd be good for Marcus to learn from Ryan." As dinner continues, I take Helena's drinks for her. Glass after glass, my vision blurs. I steal a kiss from her cheek. When I wake up, Helena hands me honey water. "Do you remember what you said?" She plays a recording of my drunken voice. "I've actually liked you since high school, that school uniform skirt. I even dreamed about it." I nearly choke. She plays another clip. "The marriage was on purpose. I just wanted to marry you, to piss off your dad." I bury my face in my hands. "So this marriage was your carefully planned scheme?" Helena says slowly. "Okay, maybe at first, but later I realized you're impossible to deal with, but somehow I just like you more." Her expression softens briefly before she snaps, "Idiot. Don't embarrass me at golf this weekend." Saturday at golf, Ryan shows off flawlessly while I flounder. Helena even claps for him. By the 9th hole, Ryan suggests a bet. If I win, I'd like dinner alone with Helena. My blood boils. If I win, you stay away from my wife. On the final hole, maybe anger gives me power, but my shot is perfect. Ryan's ball lands in a bunker. I win narrowly. "Didn't know you had it in you," Helena says, rare praise in her tone. I catch the faint blush on her ears. At home, the water heater breaks. Helena slips and falls onto me. We crash down on the wet tile floor. She lands straddling my lap, bathrobe half open. For a moment, time freezes. Our eyes meet. I can feel her heartbeat, rapid and fragile. "You." My throat goes dry. Helena jumps up. "Just fix it and get out." That night Helena says, "My birthday's next week." "You remember," she sounds surprised when I confirm. "Of course. Back in high school I used to send you anonymous chocolates every year." From the darkness comes her soft laugh. "So it was you. They tasted awful. This year I want a real present." The next morning I find Helena curled up pale-faced, her period. I make ginger brown sugar tea. She obediently drinks it. That evening she's made porridge and left me a limited edition sports photo. Freebie from the supermarket. No one else wanted it. Before bed, the floor futon is gone. There's an extra pillow on the bed. The floor's too cold. But no crossing the line. I climb in, keeping distance. Yes, ma'am, as you command, my dear wife. In the dark, I hear her laugh quietly. That night I sleep better than in years. A week before Helena's birthday, I secretly create a group chat to plan a surprise. Over the next days, I work like a secret agent, ordering decorations, cake, and a custom birthstone ring. The night before, I decorate the living room. At 1 a.m., Helena comes home. I hide in the kitchen. She turns on the lights and freezes seeing rose petals spelling "Happy Birthday, Helena." "Come out, I can see your shoes." "I wanted to surprise you tomorrow," I say awkwardly. "You didn't have to do all this. This is your first birthday since we got married." She lowers her gaze. "Thank you." That soft thank you burns through my chest. The next morning, I sneak into Helena's study looking for her passport. While searching, I knock a photo frame off and notice a small safe behind the bookshelf, door slightly ajar. Inside are file folders. The top one makes my blood run cold. Evidence of Chen Group's violations. Inside is a thick stack, records of tax evasion, shady land deals, photos of my father with officials. "What are you looking for?" Helena's voice comes from behind. I spin around, documents scattering. She stands at the doorway, expression cold as ice. "Explain this," I point at the papers, voice trembling. "What is all this?" Panic flashes in her eyes before she composes herself. "Just business research." "Business research? My father having dinner with the Land Bureau director? You had someone follow him. That was a public event. And this? Chen Group's internal quarterly report. This is classified. How did you get it?" Helena says nothing. Then it clicks. "You married me for this? To get easier access to the Chen family's dirt?" "No. At first, yes, but later." "Later what?" "Later you realized how easy I was to fool." I step closer, furious. "You've been using me this whole time. Cooking, taking care of me, sharing my bed, all an act." Helena's face turns pale. "I didn't." "Enough," I grab my jacket. "The birthday party's cancelled." "Congratulations. You've successfully fooled me for 3 months. Marcus." She chases me. "Where are you going?" "As far away from you as possible, liar," I slam the door. Out on the street, I wander like a ghost. I end up at Vincent's place. 3 glasses of whiskey later, I pour everything out. "Then why does she still keep those chocolate wrappers from high school?" Vincent asks. "Last time I saw a box on her bookshelf. Full of wrappers and a note that said, 'For the person I hate the most.' Half the alcohol leaves my system. She kept them." Just then my sister texts. "Bro, Mom and Dad are already at the villa. Where are you?" I remember the birthday plan. Vincent pats my shoulder. "Man, I think you should go back and ask her. What if it's a misunderstanding? Like maybe she was trying to protect your family." I give a bitter laugh but decide to go. The 4 parents are already there. By the time I reach the villa, the party has started. I push open the door to confetti spray. "Happy birth, oh, it's you, bro," my sister freezes. In the living room, a dozen faces turn toward me. At the center sits a 3-tier cake. "Marcus," my mom rushes over. "Where have you been? Helena said you had an emergency." I glance around. "Where is she?" "Upstairs getting changed," Mr. Sinclair says. 20 minutes later, Helena appears in a wine-red dress, makeup flawless, except for swollen eyes. She'd been crying. Throughout dinner, we act like strangers at opposite ends of the table. When it's time for cake, Helena blows out candles mechanically. "Gift time," my sister cheers. Everyone lines up. Then it's my turn. The small velvet box burns in my pocket. I didn't prepare anything, my throat closes up. Her expression dims, but she forces a smile. Just then, Maya asks, "Miss Sinclair, what's that G on your calendar?" Helena freezes. "It's nothing, just a random note." "I know," I say without thinking. "It stands for home." because she wanted to celebrate at home. So I prepared something. I walked toward her and opened the box. Inside is a sapphire ring cut like a willow leaf. October's birthstone. Sapphire, symbol of loyalty and trust. I emphasize the last word. Helena's face goes pale. Under the crowd's urging, I slip the ring onto her finger. Her hand is icy cold. "Thank you," she murmurs. The party goes late. I drink myself senseless. The last thing I remember is shoving Helena's hand away. "Don't touch me, liar." The next morning I wake in the guest room, head splitting. On the nightstand sit honey water, hangover pills, and the blue velvet box. The ring is gone. Maya is tidying the living room. "Where's Miss Sinclair?" "She left early for the office." "The cake yesterday, Miss Sinclair didn't eat a single bite. She said she didn't have an appetite." Pain shoots through my chest. "Oh, Mr. Blackwood called this morning. Something's wrong with the West Side Project's funding." My stomach drops. The West Side Project is the Sinclair family's last hope. If it collapses, their financial chain snaps. On the way to the office, my mind replays the files. Why had Helena gathered dirt? Just then my phone buzzes. It's a voice message from Helena, sent at 3 a.m. I hit play. There's a rustle, then her drunken voice. "Those chocolates, I knew they were from you. They were awful, but I kept them. My dad forced me to collect evidence. I didn't want to." The recording cuts off. My heart hammers. She didn't want to. Then my phone buzzes with an emergency alert. The main investor for Westside has officially withdrawn. Mr. Blackwood says there's an urgent backup plan. Presidents Chen and Sinclair, report to the office immediately. When we rush into the conference room, Ryan is already there, expression calm. Helena sits opposite him, eyes cold. "You're late," Ryan says. "I was starting to think you'd given up on Westside." Ryan slides a folder across. "New capital. One condition. Sinclair Group signs over project control to my company. You keep minority stake and name only." Over my dead body, I snap. Ryan's gaze flicks between us. "Be rational. Without me, Westside dies. Sinclair Group collapses. Your father goes to prison. You think Chen Group can save you?" Something in his tone makes me freeze. Ryan smirks. "Did you really think I didn't know about Chen Group's irregularities? Your father's land deals, tax issues. I have copies of all the files." Helena's fingers tighten around her pen. "Those files were supposed to be in my safe." "Right," Ryan says calmly. "Thank you for collecting them on my behalf. Saved me a lot of trouble." Ice crawls down my spine. "You used her to gather evidence." Ryan shrugs. "We had an agreement years ago. If she got close enough to the Chen family, she'd help me dig. I'd help her crush you. Win-win." I turn to Helena. "Is that true?" She stares down. "At first. When we were still just enemies." Ryan leans back. "Here's the deal. Sign Westside over, and the evidence disappears. I'll even inject funds so your father doesn't die of a stroke. And if we don't, then tomorrow morning, regulators, Anti-Corruption Bureau, and every major news outlet receives a neat package. Chen Group goes down. Sinclair Group loses its only chance. Everyone loses except me." Silence settles like heavy fog. Helena closes her eyes, then opens them. "Give me the pen." "Helena." I grab her wrist. "You're not seriously going to sign that? This is my family's last project, Marcus. If it dies, everything my grandfather and father built dies with it. And I'm supposed to watch my father go to prison." Ryan pushes the contract closer. "Just choose, career or conscience." Helena slowly pulls her wrist free and takes the pen. My heart plunges. She lowers her head toward the contract. Then all at once, she slams the pen down. "No." Ryan's smile fades. "What?" I said no. "I'm done letting you use me." His expression darkens. Helena, be smart. You don't think he'll stand by you once Chen Group goes under, do you? She lifts her eyes, looking straight at me. If he won't, then I misjudged him. But I won't sell my family's last project to a vulture like you. Then she signs her name on the contract and slashes a long line through it. Rejection. You're insane, Ryan hisses. Something in my chest snaps into place. I step forward. You said you have copies. Fine. Then do it. Send them. Send everything. Ryan squints. What? Send them to regulators, media, whoever you like. Then Chen Group pays the price it should have paid years ago. My grandfather stole that land. My father covered it up. Maybe this is what we deserve. Ryan laughs. You're bluffing. I pull out my phone and start typing. Then let's see who's faster. You clicking send, or me forwarding my own family's dirt with my name on it. I say aloud as I type, Dear Mr. Investigator, attached are documents regarding misconduct at Chen Group, provided voluntarily by Marcus Chen. Ryan's face twists. You lunatic. You'll drag Sinclair Group down with you. Helena steps forward. No. I'll testify that Westside was clean and I insisted on legal compliance. My family will take responsibility for its own history, not for Chen Group's. You two think this is some romantic drama? No. It's just finally stopping a farce. For a long moment, we stare at each other. Then Ryan's phone buzzes. He glances down, pupils shrinking. Helena's lips curve. You thought you were the only one who could prepare a backup plan. She tosses her phone on the table showing an email thread from 3 days ago with a regulatory official. I sent them a partial report earlier this week with my own confession. I told them if anything suspicious happened to Westside's financing, to look into Sterling Capital first. Ryan stares in disbelief. Did you really think I collected those files just for you? You wanted leverage on the Chen family. I wanted leverage on you. My mouth falls open. Wait, so you weren't planning to use that evidence to destroy us? Her gaze flicks to me. I was planning to force both sides to stop playing dirty. If your father didn't clean up Chen Group, I would have turned him in. If mine didn't stop using you as a pawn, I would have turned him in too. The floor shifts under my feet. Why didn't you tell me? Because you were still running from reality. You needed to choose for yourself what kind of person you wanted to be. Ryan curses and grabs his coat. This isn't over. When Chen Group collapses, don't come begging. I'd rather start from zero than work with you, Helena says. He shoulders past me and stalks out. The door slams. For a long moment, only our breathing fills the room. Is what you said true? About turning in both families if they didn't stop. She nods. I sent the regulators enough to open an inquiry, but not enough to sink anyone yet. The rest stays in that safe until they decide what kind of legacy they want. I let out a breath, half laugh, half sob. So all this time, you were standing between me and him. Between my father and a scandal. Don't make it sound noble. I was just tired of being controlled by old men who made mistakes and expected us to clean them up. We fall silent. Then I say quietly, I meant it, you know. Meant what? When I said I liked you since high school. When I proposed. When I stood up for you. None of that was acting. But if you don't want this marriage anymore, we can end it. Helena stares at me for a long time. When you walked out yesterday, I thought, so that's it. Just like 5 years ago with Ryan. I'm good enough to use, not good enough to trust. That's not, she raises a hand. But this morning, you were willing to send your own family's crimes with your name on it. I don't know if that's courage or stupidity. Bit of both. Mostly stupidity. Her lips twitch. I don't know what will happen to Chen Group. I don't know if our parents will forgive us. But I know one thing. What? I'm done treating this as a fake marriage. Even if everything else falls apart, I don't want to go back to being strangers with you. The room goes very quiet. Helena looks down at her hand. The sapphire ring glints. Slowly she turns it, then slips it off. My heart sinks. Then she takes my left hand, places the ring in my palm, and closes my fingers. Wrong hand. I stare at her, stunned. You put it on my right hand yesterday. A ring there is just a promise. Decoration. Easy to take off. She lifts my left hand. This one carries legal responsibility. And consequences. I swallow. Helena. So I'll ask you. Marcus Chen, are you prepared to wear the consequences with me? My throat tightens. I thought you said no crossing the line. This isn't crossing the line. This is drawing a new one. I laugh, breathless. Then yes. I'm prepared. Even if both families throw us out. Even if we start from nothing. She hesitates, then slips the ring onto my left ring finger. The cool metal presses against my skin like a promise and challenge. Then from today on, we fight side by side. Against Ryan. Against the board. Against our fathers if we have to. And against each other. I can't help asking. She smiles, that familiar arrogant curve softened at the edges. Old habits die hard. But maybe we can learn to lose sometimes. Just to each other. I pull her into my arms, this time without pretending, without an audience, without script. She stiffens, then relaxes slowly, resting her forehead against my shoulder. You know, I originally wanted to marry you to get revenge. To suppress you at home since I couldn't beat you at work. How's that working out for you? I think I just ended up surrendering. Completely. She laughs against my chest. Idiot. Later that night, after we'd called both sets of parents and told them we were cooperating with the investigation, after the shouting and threats, we sat on the balcony sharing a blanket and lukewarm tea. The city lights stretched out below, bright and chaotic. Helena. If you could go back to that first proposal meeting, would you still say yes? She thought about it. If you still did it the same way, in front of everyone, shutting off my projector and kneeling like a drama king. Yes. I leaned closer. I would have poured water on your head first. Then said yes. I laughed until my stomach hurt. Fair enough. She leaned her head on my shoulder. What about you? If I could go back, I'd skip the revenge plan and just tell you straight in high school that I liked you. She snorted. With your ego back then. You'd rather die. True. But I like the ending we got anyway. She didn't reply, but her hand found mine under the blanket, fingers threading through my own. Somewhere in the distance, sirens wailed, and the world kept spinning. The investigation would come. The companies would change. The feud would finally be dragged into the light. Tomorrow, there would be consequences. But tonight, on this balcony, with the wind tugging at her hair and the sapphire ring glinting faintly on my finger, I knew one thing with absolute certainty. I hadn't just failed to defeat my enemy. I had married her. And together, we were going to rewrite the rules of the game.